Amen.
Great. And good evening, Bulldog family. I just want to tell you good evening, good evening. I just want to tell you thank you for being patient with us. You know, we're all working through this technology. Some issues we've had this evening, but you know, we're going to work through them and we're going to get through them together. As you may not know, some of you may know, I am Principal Love. And I am excited to be a Bulldog going into this new school year. We have a lot of things planned. Our teachers have been getting prepared. We are prepared, even though we had some glitches tonight. We're going to work through them together. We're going to remain flexible. We're going to remain optimistic, and we are going to have a dynamic school year. Tonight, there's a lot of information that we're going to share with you. I know that we've lost some time, but we're going to catch up quickly. Please know that this will be recorded. This presentation will be recorded. You will be able to access it on our app and also our website. So if you miss anything, don't worry, you will have access to it. And as always, there is our Crest. And we have something special for you. I need a cord. I need a cord. So I hope that you were able to just do some reminiscing. Please remember, I am Principal Love. We ended last year with a phenomenal parade. And so this year we're going to go into it with an exciting and dynamic attitude. Parents and students, a couple of things I need you to do as soon as possible. I need you to download the Tri-Cities High School app. You can go to your iOS or your Android app store. Please make sure that you download that. We will be sending out information real time there. So we're going to aim for weekly communications. But if it's something that you missed, please make sure that you go there. Also, parents, make sure, and students, make sure if on your devices you download the Teams app. That's where you will be able to access all of your information as far as your student assignments, the requirements for classes and things like that. Please make sure that you go into that, download it, but as much as possible, use a device, a laptop, desktop, or tablet, something like that, because not all of the software works as quickly or efficiently on a mobile device. So please, if you can, utilize your laptop, your desktop, or some other device, and in an emergency, use that mobile device. Also, two more things that are hugely important. Infinite Campus. Parents, this is where you want to be. Infinite Campus tells you about attendance. It allows you to communicate with your student's teacher. This is also a place where you can see the missing grades or the actual graded work, and you can keep up with your students' progress here. Again, please make sure that you download that app. On the next screen, you'll see where you can, there's a live link that you will be able to access once we download this particular presentation. And last but not least, we want students to make sure that they download the Class Notebook app. Again, that's where your assignments will be housed. That's where content information will be. That's where your notes will be. So make sure that you get there, download all of this information. Again, once we download this live recording, we're going to place it, this PowerPoint on our website and also our app, our school app. That little red link right there, you will be able, where it says how to access Infinite Campus, you'll be able to click on that and get step-by-step directions for how you, parents, can access Infinite Campus and your students. And what we've all been waiting for, Teams. Students, we need you to utilize your Fulton County email address, not Gmail, not Yahoo, not iCloud, but Fulton County, your Fulton County email address. That's because this is the only way Teams will communicate with you. So anytime there's an announcement from a teacher, an update about an assignment, when something is due, any communication is going to come directly to your Fulton County email address. Parents, if you have email addresses that are accurate in the system, when we send information to your students, guess what? You'll get that also. So please make sure that you access Infinite Campus, parents and students. Make sure that you download our Teams Teams app. Again, when we put this presentation on our website, you will be able to click on the link that says how to get to Teams for Students. And that will provide you step-by-step instructions for how you can get to your Teams accounts. And next we will have Ms. Jones with schedules.
Hey, Tri-City students and parents, we are so excited to have you all back. Right here on this slide, you're going to see information about schedule changes. We have this open for the first 2 weeks. We will have schedule changes. If you just click that schedule change link in this slide, and if you need more information about how to get in touch with your counselor, you can click here with the link to contact your counselor. And again, please reach out. We are very excited to have you all back.
And coming up next, we have Ms. Whitfield to talk to us about our first assignment. Go ahead.
All right, Bulldog family, I want to give a special shout out to our faculty and staff. They have been spending the last week and a half getting powered up, and we're ready for you to be powered up as well. We're excited about this school year. Students, your first assignment, homework assignment, is this Friday, August 14th, 9:30 sharp. We need you to log in to Teams. 9:30 sharp, August 14th, this Friday. You're going to log in to your 1B class. This gives us an opportunity to make sure that you're able to log in and access everything that you need for the first day of school. You will also have about 15 minutes to engage with your first period teacher. All students that engage with us for 15 minutes on Friday, you will receive extra credit points towards your final grade. I know you're going to take advantage of this. Now, students, when we left here on March 13th, we were on a regular bell schedule, and then we had to make some adjustments. So now we're kind of going back to a regular bell schedule, but what we're calling it now is a universal remote learning schedule. Typically, last semester we had a 90-minute block. This time we will have 70 minutes, and your teachers have planned some very exciting, engaging, and rigorous lessons. Of course, they will not be talking for the entire 70 minutes. You'll have an opportunity to do some social emotional learning, getting a chance to bond with your teachers and your classmates, and then you will engage in some lessons doing the gradual release model, where you will learn from your teachers, then you'll practice, and then you'll have some independent time. So on the screen, you see the universal remote learning schedule. We will still have the block schedule, an A day and a B day. You will have 10-minute breaks in between each of your class periods, so we can just have some downtime, some break times. And then the best part of all, we get 1 hour for lunch. You will see the schedule on your Tri-Cities app and webpage. Look forward to seeing you all soon.
Good evening, parents. I'm sure that for those of you who have seen your schedules, you're wondering, what is the Flex Student Success Skills on my schedule in this 8th period block? So what you need to know about that is that this is a district mandate. And the reason is we're looking out for our students and we're looking out for our parents. We understand that you've been away from us for a minute. So we're going to provide lessons on supporting you, your social emotional learning while we're in universal remote and of course when we return to school. So there are 6 skills that are broken down into several standards across grade levels. And you will be assigned, you should already be assigned to a teacher, about 10 to 20 of you assigned to a specific teacher. This is going to kind of be your support personnel person for the entire school year. And parents, we did not forget about you too. There are resources, of course, that are available to support your social and emotional learning, as well as we all try to navigate through this unusual times. By the way, my name is Dr. Kami Pokwala. I'm the 10th grade assistant principal, so I'm excited to see you all tonight virtually. I will talk about what our lessons will look like while we are in universal remote learning. So there will be opportunities for you to be face-to-face with your teacher, and we will call that the synchronous learning, that is with your teacher. And then there will be opportunities for you to be asynchronous. That means we're not live with a teacher. You are perhaps doing some reading, you're watching pre-recorded videos, you're doing some quizzes, independent projects, and so on and so forth. But we will look forward to seeing you, and we're very, very excited about this new upcoming school year.
Good evening, Bulldog parents and students. I am Ms. Jennifer Favors. I am the 9th grade administrator, and I would like to speak with you this evening about what our instructional framework would look like. So Ms. Whitfield talked about our universal remote learning schedule, and so I am going to speak briefly about what that actually looks like. So if you look here, we will have 5 minutes of mindfulness that will take place in every one of our classes at the very beginning of class. And this is just an opportunity to reset, to just kind of get focused, do some exercises that allow you all to just get focused and relax, and some of that social emotional checks will take place during that time. We will have 10 minutes of bell work, which is basically like an opportunity for you to engage in a review, probably from a previous lesson. Most of the time, those are in the form of a selected response question. Then we will move into our synchronous part of the lesson, which, as Dr. P mentioned, is whole group, where the teacher will be going over specific information and content. Then there will be 15 to 20 minutes where you all could either break out into whole group lessons. This may include you going into breakout rooms in teams. It could be that you are working with the teacher during this time, and we want to make sure that all of these lessons, your teachers have been working very hard to make sure that these lessons are engaging. So we don't want you to think that this is going to just be, you know, a whole bunch of time where you're just sitting and listening to the teacher. We do plan to have engaging lessons for you all. The next part of the lesson will be your asynchronous lessons. And so that would be 25 to 30 minutes where you will work independently. And then the last 5 minutes of each class, we do what is called a ticket out of the door. And in that ticket out of the door is just a recap assessment to see if where you are with what we've learned for the day. Okay, so having said that, we definitely have some expectations in place for our Bulldogs. For you to be successful, we need you to be on time every day. Make sure that you are logging in to your classes on time. We want to make sure that you create a quiet place somewhere in your home that you can be focused. Make sure that you are prepared. Make sure that you know how to log in to your classes. When you are logging in, we want you to be presentable, okay? Because part of our engagement is going to have you turning your cameras on. So we want to make sure that you are appropriate. Mute yourself if you are not, if the teacher hasn't called on you, because sometimes it's so easy to pick up all of the background information. We want you to participate and be engaged. That is the main way that you can be successful during this remote learning time. We want you to participate and be engaged. We want you to chat responsibly. So when you have a question, there's an icon when you get into Teams where you can raise your hand. We want you to speak clearly and communicate. And we most of all want you to be respectful. All right, so if you look down at the bottom, every day you should create a daily schedule and a daily quiet workplace. Thank you. Commercial break. We're gonna do a giveaway. Commercial break.
4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them old mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's news, I done did that before. I'll turn nothing to something, my comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action, you just go see coming. I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons make blessings, I turn that into money. They gotta never settle, this view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as the greater, nothing I'm afraid of.
I hope that you got a chance to take a glimpse at all of those special gifts that we have. We want you to know that if you log in Friday at 9:30, not only do you have the opportunity to get extra points added to your final grade, but you could be the recipient of a beach towel, this large beach towel, or you may just win this awesome wireless speaker that is monogram Bulldogs, Tri-Cities High School Bulldogs. This beautiful umbrella, but don't open it up inside, but you just might be able to win it. And last but not least, I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but for those backyard get-togethers and socially distanced opportunities, that's right, that is a Bulldog lawn chair. So make sure parents and students, 9:30 on Friday, you are logged in. Only 15 minutes, get up a little early. You got to get up early on Monday anyway. So after that commercial break, we have something very important for you. We have Coach Miller coming up right now, talking about discipline in the distance learning.
Good afternoon, Tri-Cities High School. I am Coach Miller, Kenneth Miller, and I am your athletic director here at Tri-Cities. And today, we will also lock in on some of our discipline for the universal remote learning process. There are some things that the district has asked us to make sure that we're paying close attention to. Those things are harassment, bullying, cyberbullying, any technology offenses, any disruption via the internet, insubordination, and inappropriate use of social media. And if you look in the right column, you'll see some of the possible consequences as a result as a result of the violation of one of these offenses during universal remote learning. There's a possibility that you will have a parent conference. You may be suspended from synchronous learning, restorative practice conferences, loss of privileges, virtual drug education program may be an option, impact lessons or projects may be an option. Suspensions from our clubs or our extracurricular activities are also an option. Loss of graduation ceremony, postpone ISS or OSS days, or long-term suspension or expulsion. If you see the link at the bottom, the FCS Code of Conduct, that link will be available once this PowerPoint is posted on our webpage, and you can read more about the Universal Remote Learning Discipline. Thank you.
All right. Now I'm going to talk about attendance and grading while we are in universal remote learning. Students, attendance is important. It is important that you log on every day, you're on time to class, and you're ready to learn. Grading is also important while we're in universal remote learning. You will earn numerical grades for the marking period. Your grade will be based on the mastery of standards, and you will earn an incomplete if you do not complete 80% of your assignments. So at the end of the semester, you could either earn an A, B, C, or an F. You will earn an incomplete, once again, if you do not complete 80% of your summative assignments. Now, for no grade, that means you never logged on, you never started, you did nothing in the classroom, you will receive a no grade. And of course, you will have the opportunity, if you have an incomplete, to make up those missing assignments. For a no grade, ladies and gentlemen, you will have to take the entire class over. So this is per the Georgia Department of Education guidance. And all of your grades will be entered into Infinite Campus. Now I will have Dr. Capers talk about special education.
I'm sure you all couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? I hope. So again, good evening, exceptional students and parents. I am Dr. Capers. I'm one of the instructional support teachers for the special education department. We also have an additional instructional support teacher this year, Ms. Cynthia Allen, and our department chair is Mr. Philip Miller. As you see on this slide, there is a link to our emails and our office numbers for all things special ed. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.
All right, it's me again. Remember, if you have a student with special needs, please make sure that you contact any of Ms. Allen, Dr. Capers, Mr. Miller, or their teacher. We want to make sure that we're servicing all of our students to our best ability. Next, we'll have Mr. Bonds.
Hey, good evening, guys. It is a pleasure to be with you guys once and again. I'm going to go over some information as it relates to surfaces, and I want you guys to pay close attention because this is critical information. So let's get started. 1, Mr. Bonds, I need a device. What do I do? Here's what you do. You go to the Tri-Cities website. You click on Universal Remote Learning. You click Surface Device Pro. There is a link where you will click on to fill out a form. We need you to complete that form before you get your device. What that form does is give us the information to pre-program that device for you. This year, we have been asked to pre-program devices before we pass them out. You cannot come up to the school and just ask for a device until that device has been pre-programmed for you. What happens if I come up to the school, Mr. Bonds, without filling out the form? Mr. Bonds will give you the website address, ask you to fill out that form, and then come back. We have also had some other questions excuse me, as it relates to problems with my device. So if your device isn't working, if you're missing a piece, what we're asking you to do this year is to call the device hotline. It's right there in front of you on your screen. That number is 470-254-2300. Mr. Bonds, my device isn't working. I need you to call that device hotline. Mr. Bonds, my internet is slow. I need you to call that device hotline. Here's what I don't want you to do. Do not call that device hotline and no one pick up, get frustrated, and then head off to that hub, which we know at this point is Banneker High School. So I don't want you to go to Banneker High School. That's right there in this page. Do not go to Banneker High School until you call that device hotline and make an appointment. What if I have a question, Mr. Bonds, because I'm not sure what to do? Call that device hotline, 470-254-2300. This, again, this information will be posted. I hope I've been able to answer some of your questions. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Coming up next, we have Food Stop.
So parents and students, this year, as we start the school year, we're going to kind of do a replay or a repeat of how we ended the summer and the spring semester when it comes to food stops. If you need a meal, they will be serving meals in our immediate area at Hamilton Holmes Elementary and also Tri-Cities High School. So if you have a student here at Tri-Cities, your student will come here, or if you have a student who attends Tri-Cities but maybe lives in Hapeville, Hapeville Elementary will be serving also. If you have a student who attends Paul D. West, that student will need to go to Hamilton Holmes Elementary if that's closer, or to Hapeville if that's closer. Park Lane also, Tri-Cities will be supporting students from Park Lane. Again, this year, our meals are free. Students will need to, parents, you will need to have their student IDs at this time. I know that in the spring and the summer that wasn't needed. However, we're entering into a different space, so that information will be needed until such time as they change that. So please make sure that you have your students, at least your student's ID number. Also, just like we did in the spring and the summer, we will be giving 5 meals, 5 breakfast, 5 lunch meals weekly. So that will start this coming Friday, the 14th. Again, we'll give 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches every week until something changes. So if there is a change in information, we will let you know as soon as we get it. And again, there are those sites. This information will be downloaded, so you will have access to it after this video. Next, we have Dr. Mingo with our magnet program.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of VPA Magnet, I feel your spirit and your energy. Hello to my current Maggies as well as my incoming Maggies. This year, we are celebrating 30 years of a rich legacy of excellence in both academic and artistic excellence. So I just want to say, woo! So it's going to be a great year. Well, moving on, we have our band. Our next slide, please. Got it. 1 second. Here we go. All right. So many of you have known, because of COVID, we have been practicing safely, and we will resume our band practices next week. They will be held on Tuesday and Thursday of next week, starting from 4 o'clock to 6:15 with Dr. Rowland. So if you have any questions regarding band, you will send him an email and let us know if you have any questions. We're here to support. The kids will be safely social distancing, and practicing. I know some of you have questions about our magnet dues. What we have done for the fall semester, we have altered the magnet dues based upon the needs of the programs individually. So, for instance, our marching band dues are cut in half. They're only $217 for our new students, and our returning students are $87. There are no fees for concert band. For chorus, there's $75 for new students and $75 for returning. For dance, $100 for both new and returning students. For theater, $175. For musical theater, $175. Orchestra, $75 and $75 for new and returning. And last, musical technology, $75 and $75. So we are just in great support to help our parents and understanding that we still support excellence, and we will have guest teachers to come and support you all and to support our students for a stellar experience within VPA Magnet. Also tomorrow, we will be having a Magnet incoming orientation for students. So that will be at 6:00 p.m. So our incoming parents will be able to ask further questions regarding anything you need, and our directors will be joining us at that time. Thank you.
All right, the time is now to learn about our Tri-Cities Bulldog Athletics. So just so you know, Tri-Cities Bulldogs Athletics are in full effect. We are right now involved in our fall sports conditioning, and our volleyball coach is Coach Grooms, and they practice on Tuesdays through Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Our softball coach is Coach Eddie Massey. His email address is also attached, and they're practicing from Monday through Fridays from 4 to 6:30. The time has been adjusted just a little bit, but contact Coach Massey and he will inform you. Cheerleading. We're still in the process of screening candidates for a dynamic cheerleading coach. However, you will be hearing information forthcoming. Cross country, we'll be starting conditioning shortly. Our cross country coaches are Coach Forts and Mrs. Phyllis Turner. Both their emails are attached. And football is being led by Coach Dargan. They practice on Monday through Friday from 4 to 6:30. Student athletes and parents, we are in dire need of more participation in all of our athletics. So if you are interested in any sports, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of the coaches here, or don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Coach Miller, your athletic director. I can be reached at millerk10@fultonschools.org. We are planning to have fall sports, and they are in full effect. Conditioning is right now here at Tri-Cities. Thank you. We'll now have Dr. Sims with our CTAE department.
Good afternoon, Bulldogs and Bulldog family. I'm representing the Career Technical and Agricultural Education Department. I want to talk a little bit about the programs that we offer here at Tri-Cities High School. We offer culinary arts, cosmetology, health sciences, audiovisual, graphic design, marketing, and engineering pathways. And these pathways are set up for our students where they can take if they take 3 consecutive years of these courses, they can complete the pathway. In addition to that, these are opportunities where our students can prepare for their life after high school, whether it constitutes being involved in technical arts classes, and help them just complete and be ready for life after high school. At this time, we'll have Mr. Bonds.
Hey guys. All right. So this is something that I am excited about. Guys, we have started a platform called Student Voices. And what Student Voices is exactly what it sounds like. It's an opportunity for you guys to really express some of your concerns, some of your joys, some of your challenges, specifically as it relates to kind of like the last 6 months and a lot of the changes and challenges we've seen. So things like Black Lives Matter, immigration, COVID-19, coming back to school, our new environment, all of those things that we think might be causing you guys a little bit of anxiety. So far, we have received quite a few submissions and they have been off the chain. I want to give a big shout out to Zenobia, who has been working with me since the start to really kind of get this up and off the ground. On the screen, you see the information, how to submit your, whether it's acting or singing a poem, whatever that is that you want to submit, you would submit that to me with that phone number there or via email. Again, this will be posted so you guys can refer back to this. These individuals right here are the superstars so far. So guys, we want your submissions. I want you guys to consider your lighting, consider your sound, make sure your content is appropriate, and I look forward to seeing it. Coming up next, we have 9th grade contact information.
So as we slide through these slides, we don't have much to say in this. We want you to make sure that you take this information down, do a screenshot. If you want to take a picture with your camera, again, this information will be downloaded made available on our website, tricitieshigh.org, and also our app. Make sure that you access it. While we are scrolling through, if you have any questions, if you would go ahead and put them in the chat, because once we move through these slides, we're going to a 15-minute question answer session. Please remember, we may not answer all of your questions right now, but we're going to do our best. If we don't, we'll put up a FAQ right afterwards.
Girls looking at me. Skinny jeans on, and you know my head nappy. Hey, okay. I want y'all to do this dance now. Juju on that beat, juju on that beat, juju on that, juju on that, juju on that beat. Now slide, chop, hit the phone, don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey. Run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat. Hey.
All right, we're going to wrap up with one last band presentation. It's not going to play? Oh, so questions. We're going to start taking questions. Ms. Bice, do you have any questions for us?
I have quite a few. How can we get the devices? I have scanned the QR code, but haven't heard anything.
All right, so the question was, how do we get devices? I've scanned the QR code, but I haven't heard anything. So recently, what we've done, if depending on when you scanned that code and when you filled out that information, you received a phone call or email from myself or Ms. Floyd giving you a date to come up. Now, when you fill out that form, you will wait. So that form has been updated to read. You will wait for a phone call from Mr. Bonds, from Ms. Floyd, or from another staff member telling you that your device is ready for pickup. So today, Mr. Bonds called several students, and those students were notified that their devices are ready to be picked up tomorrow. When you scan that QR code, when you fill out that form, now you're waiting for a phone call. That's it, a phone call inviting you to come up and let you know that your device is ready for pickup. I want to add one more thing. If you are coming in as a 9th grader from Paul D. West, yes, you may keep your laptop. So there's nothing special about the Tri-Cities High School Surface Pros. These are just vehicles to get you online and to access teams. So whatever feeder school you're coming from, if you have a device, you do not need to return that to your home school and then get a device from Tri-Cities. You may keep your home school device and bring that with you. Okay, I hope this helps.
All right, what do we have next?
I have another one for Mr. Bonds. If students are out of town until like the start of school, how do they get a device at this point?
Okay, so if you're out of town, it poses a couple of problems. One, I need to verify that you don't already have a device. If you're out of town, I would suggest if there is a way for that student to, again, fill out that form so that we can prepare a device for that person. In all honesty, there's not a whole lot that we can do if you're out of town other than you filling out that form and us preparing a device for you upon your return.
So I have a question that's come up. Somebody says their lunch number is not working. So I'm going to tell you to go through contact your counselor, let your counselor troubleshoot that, and then if we need to bring someone else in to assist you, we can do that. Ms. Bice, what else do you have?
How will we update our Teams accounts? I still have classes from last year loaded on here.
All right, so listen, there's two parts to this. One, and this is why we have to preload your devices. When we load your device, in addition to logging that and checking that device out to you, we're also loading a series of apps. And what those apps do is allow your device to update from home. So that way you don't have to come up to Tri-Cities High School for your device to get the latest information. So that is part of the reason why we're asking you to fill out that form. So if you have an old Teams platform, that means your device has not been updated. So we want you guys to turn your devices on for at least 30 minutes every single day, but you can start that tonight. If you have a device, turn your device on, leave it on for 30 minutes. Shut it off when you wake up tomorrow. Turn your device on, leave it on for 30 minutes. It will eventually update. I'm gonna be very honest with you, that update is going to take some time. So we want you to begin that process if you can tonight. Turn your device on, leave that device on for 30 minutes, and over the next few days, it will update.
So there was a question also about if you miss a day, there's someone who has a doctor's appointment next Thursday and Friday morning. We're going to tell you to contact your teacher if it's your first block, second block, class, or any block. Parents, we're asking that you email those teachers and let them know that the student was not available. All of the lessons will be recorded though, so if you miss a lesson, every student will have the opportunity to go back and review that lesson. Again, if you have an absence, if you know of an absence that you're anticipating, email the teacher as early as possible. If it is a sudden illness that you just weren't able to log on, email the teacher as soon as you're available to. Again, the lessons will be recorded. Ms. Bice, we have more questions?
I have a question about ninth graders. Will there be tutoring available for ninth grade students? And how do ninth graders retrieve their special login information in Infinite Campus?
So if they were a student in Fulton County last year, their login information would be the same. If they are a new student, then they would need to, you can either email the counselor for that student, which is Miss Jackie Jones. That's what I would prefer you do. Email the counselor, Miss Jackie Jones, and then she can work with other school personnel to get you the correct information. Tutoring. So we will start tutoring, but that will not start until after Labor Day. We want to make sure that we have a good foundation with instruction in digital instruction, our universal remote learning, make sure students are where they need to be and getting that information in their lessons and things like that. So we won't start tutoring until after Labor Day. And then at that time, we will give more information. Okay, Ms. Bice.
Next question. What is the protocol for students if they are going to be absent for medical purposes? Anything like that?
Right, like I just said, if you know of a date that you're going to be absent, go ahead and email those teachers for those class periods that you're going to be absent. I would also suggest that you include your administrator and also your school counselor so that they can assist you when you are able to get back into your classes or return to class. Okay.
My next question is for Mr. Bonds. What if I have more than one device? And also, how do I track a device?
They all have things.
All right, so this is an awesome question. What happens if I have more than one device? And the reason I would have more than one device is because my device was broken, and while I waited for it to get fixed, I went ahead and got another device. And then maybe I lost that device, and I went ahead and got another device. I want to remind you guys that every time you get a device, that device is checked out to you. So we are fully aware that we have several students who have 2 and 3 devices. What I need you to do is turn those devices in. So we know that they're not working. That's why you went and got another one and another one, but we need you to turn them in. Do I drive up to Tri-Cities High School and just give it to you, Mr. Bonds? No. You call that help desk number and they will tell you where to bring that device that is not working. Again, you will call that help desk number and they will guide you as to where to bring that device that's not working. In terms of how do you track a device, you would not track a device. So if you have a device that you know is stolen or has met some type of demise, what you would do based on the contracts that we signed last year, you would fill out a police report and that would come to me. So you would fill out a police report, you would bring that report to Tri-Cities High School, and then I would take that police report and bring that to my IT department, and then they would take it from there. But you would not have to worry about tracking that on your own, all right?
And we want to also include that this district does have the ability to locate devices and also disable devices. So if you have a device or if you know of a senior student or another student who has left the district, no longer in Fulton County, we would strongly suggest that they go ahead and bring those back. I do know that there were about 10 letters that went out to seniors this year, and they said that they were going to file charges because those devices were not returned. So we want to make sure that we get those devices back. It's not about the student that had the device, but it's about the student that's going to need the device coming up because we're not able to purchase new devices every year. Ms. Ice?
So on Monday at 9:30, which I will make a correction on that, school starts at 8:30. So Monday at 8:30, what class do I go in through Teams? Will a link be sent? And also, how are we going to log in for Friday's Power Up?
So, great question. So for Friday's Power Up, you will receive information from the school to log in. However, you really don't need that, right? What you need to do is follow the link that's in the PowerPoint to get to your Teams, and you're going to go to your 1B class at 9:30 on Friday. So your schedules are already there. At 9:30, if not earlier, you're going to follow that link so that you can figure out or the steps to get to that Teams site. And it'll be great practice for Monday because on Monday at 8:30, you must log into your 1B class. So it works out perfect. Again, your schedules are live. Follow that link. How do students get to Teams? It will be downloaded and available tomorrow on our website and in our app. Follow that information and you'll get there. If you're still having difficulties though, as Mr. Bonds has said, you can call tech support. That's 470-254-2300. Last question.
Are we going to be able to join clubs during online classes?
I love that we're ending with this question because the answer is absolutely yes. We're asking though that you give us a little time. Again, our focus is making sure that everyone has devices, everyone can get onto the system adequately, and that our instruction is sound. So give us a moment, give teachers just a moment to get ready or to get settled in that work. Give yourself a moment to get settled in the expectations of the work. And yes, absolutely, we will have our clubs and organizations back rolling full effect. While we are remote learning, in our universal remote learning state though, they will be virtual. Once we move back into the building, we will reassess and see how we can accommodate that. So the time now is 7:30. I so much appreciate you all being flexible with us. You know, this is a new space, but together we're going to be successful. We are committed to you and your success, parents and students. This innovation, we're doing some dynamic things. Teachers have been involved with some different professional development for the last 2 weeks, and we're excited about that. And we're optimistic, right? We know that we will be well. This work that we're doing will be for a great purpose, and we're excited about it. And we want you students to know that this is a different space, but it's not a bad space. So I know you've had some quiet moments, but get excited. Bulldog Nation is back in full effect. We are here, and will welcome you, whether it is virtually, face-to-face, it doesn't matter. We are here to serve you. So with that, I will say good night. And from our dynamic administrative team, we're going to say good night, be safe, look for information about Friday. Remember, we have some dynamic gifts, and we will see you, if not Friday, definitely Monday morning at 8:30. Good night. Good night.
You're on the move.
Thank you.